2018 marks 2 decades of player solidarity in professional rugby in South Africa. When the sport turned professional after the 1995 Rugby World Cup, lucrative broadcasting and other commercial deals were the order of the day. Playing rugby became a full-time job for the first time, and a whole generation of young athletes suddenly faced an intimidating new landscape. One where everything from contracts to employment standards and benefits needed to be negotiated one-on-one with their employer. 1995 Rugby World Cup winning centre Henny Leroux wanted to ensure players were treated fairly, and he pursued the formation of a players' organisation. In 1998, the SA Rugby Players Organisation, then known as SARPA, was established, and a CEO, Piet Heymans, was appointed to represent player interests. Initially it was only Piet and receptionist Tracy Cable who manned the ship at HQ, while many of the organisation's strong and hard-working advocates were also busy making a name for themselves on rugby pitches around the world. Guys like Mark Andrews, FC Smith, Wayne Fyvie, Andy Marinos, Joos van der Westhuizen, Gary Teichburn, Victor Matfield, Bismarck du Plessis, and more recently, Kyle Brown and Opa Mohoje, to name but a few. It hasn't all been smooth sailing though. In 2004, for example, Springbok players were barred from hosting a SARPA meeting in their team hotel. An alternative boardroom was found at a nearby office complex, and players hurried across the road, some even doing so barefoot. Players wanted to strike since they wanted better contracts, funding for SARPA, and a seat on SARU's executive committee. Instead, they resolved to wearing armbands during their next test match as a sign of protest. John Smith pointed out that white tape would be preferable, since black might create the impression they were in mourning. On game day, the players helped tape each other's sleeves and toilet stalls and covered it up with their tracksuit tops to avoid raising the suspicions of the coaching staff. After the anthems were sung, they revealed their taped sleeves on the pitch, and Henny Leroux just happened to be working as a commentator that day. He took the liberty of explaining the reason for the armbands to viewers. Despite lively arbitrations in boardrooms and the odd interdict to stop the broadcasting of all rugby in SA over the years, the working relationships in the industry have matured to the point where these days, the overall focus is squarely on the well-being of rugby.